Hey guys, Dark Skeleton here, and I went ahead and spawned up a new map to show you guys the Crimson biome. The Crimson and the Corruption biomes spawn independently of each other, so you'll never get the same two on the same map. And what we're going to be doing here is destroying these hearts so that we can actually go ahead and spawn the Brain of Cthulhu boss. Now this brain, it's in some ways kind of similar to the Eater of Worlds, about the same difficulty, though they do give you different loot, different materials for crafting different things, and you get different things from the hearts. So you may actually want to try to take your character into multiple worlds. It's up to you. It's completely unnecessary, since they are about the same tier of gear. No matter what world you have, you can get enough gear to basically bring you into the dungeon or the jungle for the next level of content. Now you'll notice right now I'm setting up a platform, and that's for fighting the boss. Platforms for actually just about any boss are actually really useful. The more maneuverability you have, the easier it is to dodge. So there's really no reason not to go ahead and set up a wooden platform for yourself if you can spare the wood. And you should be able to. Wood's not that hard to get. But in order to actually spawn the boss, we're going to have to break open these hearts. Then once we have the boss spawned, we're going to fight him on top of the platform. Now, the Brain of Cthulhu, his main body, the brain itself, is actually invincible until you destroy all of his little floating eyeballs. If you ever played Star Fox 64, you may remember Andross. The boss is sort of like that in some ways. I believe when you fought Andross, you shot the eyes first. Same thing here. So these eyeballs will be floating around, gravitating around the main body, and you have to destroy them all however you want. One of the items you can get out of these hearts, called the Crimson Rod, is very good for actually destroying these eyes. AoE weapons, just like the Eater of Worlds, good in general. Ball of Hurt, or maybe the Vile Thorn, are also pretty decent options for taking out the eyeballs. So let's go ahead and get into the actual fight. Of course, it spawned when you break your third heart, and it'll spawn again if you break 3 more hearts, by the way. When the boss spawns, quickly get over to your platform area so that you can actually dodge some of these eyeballs. The brain is going to be teleporting around. The eyeballs will always kind of gravitate around the main body and strike out a little bit towards you. So if you have the Crimson Rod, set that up in a spot that you know the brain is just going to keep teleporting to, either above or below you is a good option. And then switch to a weapon, preferably ranged. In fact, I would say it's pretty stupid to fight this guy with a melee weapon, unless you have the armor to actually endure it. So I'm using a musket here. It's a demonic musket, so it has bonus stats on it. It does some pretty good damage, actually. And these eyeballs, they only have 70 life or so they will die in a couple hits to this musket. You combine that with the damage that the rain cloud's actually putting in, and the brain opens up to his second phase pretty quickly. In his second phase, he only has 1000 HP. He will rapidly be teleporting around, trying to attack you, and it's actually a little bit tricky to dodge him because he spawns so close to you that he will just home in on you and start dealing damage to you very, very quickly. So try not to take too much damage here. In this phase, armor really does help because he does do a lot of damage. I actually almost died there. The main reason I was able to actually take him out was just because the damage that the musket can deal is so significant, and the Crimson Rod was helping out there too. So it was almost like a DPS race. He was dealing a lot of damage to me, I was dealing a lot of damage to him. Of course, as with any boss fight, chugging healing potions and having regeneration potions to use for the fight will help out a lot. I'd say with this boss fight in particular, you're either going to be killing him really fast or you're going to be dying really fast. So that's pretty much all there is to the boss fight. In the next episode, we're probably going to be working on getting over to the dungeon or the jungle and trying to invade those pieces of content so that we can collect the loot necessary to go down to hell and start hard mode. I've been Dark Skeleton, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.